like to support the channel. Also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you.
So this is what we're looking at right now, right? I made a video and got a clip offline that seemed pretty interesting. I'm like, wow, this is a very interesting outlook. This is a very interesting take when you're looking at the past days, right? And you're observing and listening to how it is that the quote unquote true Americans during that time viewed and looked at Black Americans, right? And I listened to the video only in the USA, right? And you had a lot of people that wanted to sit up there and get angry, and they wanted to say this, that, and the third. And some of the comments that you see here is, why have Africans never evolved from their dwellings to their clothes and methods of transportation? Another person said, only in America. Clearly, you have not gone to any other country, especially today. Look at China, Saudi Arabia, and the Middle East as an example. Another person, only in America. You need to do some research. Currently, Africa, China, Middle East, Congo are the largest slave owners. But let's just look at the video to see why they're really mad at what it is that I posted.
What did you think we were before you began to think of us as human beings?
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet. Something, or rather someone, we had to take care of, because we had to do so much of their thinking for them. We had to do almost everything for them, except living their own lives. Anything outside, we had to do for them.
Now, mind you, when I posted that video around about 24 plus hours ago, it was about 200 and something views. When I woke up, I had about 98 to 99 comments, 100 shares, 100 plus shares, and about 10K views as of this moment in time. And as I started to see the influx and go through and catch up on some of the comments, I had these comments that decided to show up. Also, I'm going to have the link for the TikTok directly at the top of the comment section. It's going to be pinned, so you can't miss it, just in case you want to go there and look at some of these comments. But one of the most interesting comments that I actually got that you can no longer see, because after the post started to, catch fire, he decided to go back and delete his comment. But let me sit up there and grab that screenshot that I make sure to get every single time and showcase that to you. But yeah, this guy stated this, right? Because he was going over the stats. He was like, yeah, but you guys, commit the most murders, when it deals with the United States. Look up the stats. The stats matter. And I was like, Super Soaker, the FBI stated that your people make up 67% of the offenses against family and children. Look at that. And 67.1% of the actual offenses. Look at that. Look at that. And then he stated underneath, at least we are good at something. Whose man is this? Whose man is this? So and I want people to understand, this dude, when I went to go look at the comment to see if anybody might have caught his comment, if anybody left a response, he left like a ghost. Disappeared like Casper in the daytime. It's crazy how that worked out, because, I don't think a lot of people understand how much it takes for a person to leave a comment like this, where they're like, okay, I see those stats, I see those numbers, and I'm going to 100% own it, and at least we're good at something. We got numbers on the board. These are not the numbers that you want. You know what? By all means, for any of you guys, you true Americans out there, you can have these numbers. You can have whatever numbers you like to sit up there and bring up. Oh, the murders. You know what? I will sit up there and take that. I will take that L, and the Black community will sit up there and work on that, like we've been working on a lot of things. This is something that I am not taking. You got this. The FBI listed you as the highest majority when they dealt with these stats. Y'all got this. You are, as you like to dub yourself, the king of kings, the masters of the universe. You are the ones that civilized the whole planet. You got this. You did this, and you are still currently doing this at this moment. You can have it. You can have every single step, foot, Wherever the light touches, when it deals with these stats, you can have all of that. I will never go into that. I will never go into that direction. Never go into that area. You got it. You got it. Like I said, I've never seen such stupid foolishness in my life. To what? Like I said, I can't even make sense of this. This is incredible. It is so incredible. This is exactly why he deleted his comment. That's how incredible this is. That he decided to literally delete that comment during that time frame that he left it. Interesting. All right, so you can clearly see this is a book that I have. You can clearly see me moving it, so you know that this is not just some type of screenshot taken offline. Matter of fact, I can turn the pages at will if I want. So in this book, right, it states, this is the definition of American, right? It says American, pertaining to America. Next definition, American, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or the coppered color races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. So clear cut, we know what the definition of America is, correct? We know specifically who this actually applies to and who it realistically does not actually apply to. But yet the same people want to say that they quote unquote educated, that they quote unquote stabilized and modernized the societies around the world, correct? All right, so as we can clearly see, we're going to the next definition here, which is colored, right? And one definition they have directly down here says having the external appearance change, dyed, tinged, painted, or stained, right? So then we go all the way up and we come up here, right? Try to move the camera for you real quick. And the next definition that we have right there, try to get that focus for you guys. It says having a specious appearance, colored people, black people, Africans, or their descendants, mixed or unmixed. So again, from this book of which you are able to see, again, I have it highlighted, it's telling you what the terminology of American is. It tells you what the terminology of colored is as well. And note how the brandings and the name changes are starting to move from one group of people to another group of people. So the next beautiful definition that I have directly for you is Europe. And it says, right, Bouchard supposed this word to be composed of, I'm guessing that is Hebrew, white face, the land of white people, as distinguished from the Ethiopians, black-faced people, or the tawny inhabitants of Asia and Africa, right? So again, Europe means white, right? So we can clearly get the distinction of where everybody came from, correct? Just so that we're not mistaken, just so that we're not confused, because there's a lot of quote unquote true Americans that like to say that, oh, I'm native, to the continent of North America. Me and my people, we were already here. We were already established. No, you weren't. And this is by your own definitions, your own books, your own scholars, correct? Now let's take it back real quick, right? Because remember how they said American originally applies to the Aboriginals. So when you look up the term Aboriginal, right, it says original, right? It says origin, right? It says first, original, primitive, Aboriginal people, Aboriginal tribes of America. It later states Aboriginal and original or primitive inhabitant. The first settlers in a country are called Aboriginals, as the Celts in Europe and the Indians in America, right? And who do they specifically tell you that the Indians are? So remember how they use the terminology Indian in order to describe quote unquote the natives of America. So then you go to the terminology of Indian, right? It says the first one, Indian, from India, and this from Indus, the name of a river in Asia. pertaining to either of the Indies, East or West. Next, Indian, a general name of any native of the Indies, as an East Indian or West Indian. It is particularly applied to any native of the American continent. Like I said before, pay attention to how the term branding or definition was originally applied to a group of people originally, and then it was moved from that group of people in order to describe another group of people. About that, I have to put a little bit of a shadow so that we can clearly see it. So the term that they have here is negress, right? It says a female of the black race of Africa. So over to the left side, it says Niger, a black person, one of the African race. And then it tells you to see Negro. So then when we look at Negro, it states this, right? It is remarkable that our common people retain the exact Latin pronunciation of the word Niger, a native or descendant of the black race of men in Africa. The word is never applied to the tawny or olive-colored inhabitants of the northern coast of Africa, but to the more southern race of men who are quite black. Now, the interesting thing is they gave you two different terms. They gave you tawny amongst the Negro, right? They listed tawny, they listed olive color, and they also listed black. So next we're going to look directly at those terminologies. All right, so you guys should be able to see the definition here. Gotta try to put a little bit of shadow to have it in focus. So it states tawny, right? And it says of a yellowish dark color, like things tanned or persons who are sunburnt. As a tawny, go up to the very top of the book here. As a tawny Moor or Spaniard, the tawny sons of Numidia, the tawny lion. So they're letting you know about dark complected individuals who are there. And they also noted to you the Moors. And if anybody knows, you know the history of the Moors, and specifically what it is that the Moors did directly in Europe. So remember, they mentioned the term sunburnt, right? So this is a term that I didn't think of actually looking up before. Remember, everything is connected. So this is just a very good example to look up every word, even if it's listed, even if you may know the meaning, you may find out something new. So as of today, looked up sunburning, sunburnt. They stated that the burning or tan occasioned by the rays of the sun on the skin. Sunburnt, discolored by the heat or the rays of the sun, tanned, darkened in hue as a sunburnt skin, sunburnt and swarthy, though she be. So now we're going to go through the term swarth or swarthy, right? It states swarth, number one, being of a dark hue, moderately black, tawny. Going down, swarth, to make tawny, brown. Swarthly, duskly with a tawny hue, swarthiness, tawniness, a dusk or dark complexion. Swarthy, being of a dark hue or dusky complexion. Tawny in warm climates, the complexion of men is universally swarthy or black. The Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more swarthy than the French, Germans, and the English. Again, they're showing you the difference in between the groups. The Moors, Spaniards, and Italian are swarthy or darker than the French, Germans, and English. Number two, black, as the swarthy African. Next, they have swarthiness, a tawny color. Swartish, somewhat dark or tawny. All right, so here are the Okay, so here we have the favorite terminology, black, right? It means black, pale, wane, livid, blackshin, blackan, to become pale, to turn white, to become black, to blacken, black, ink, right? Bleak, pale, wane, livid. Next, going after all those, said to insulate, to expose to the sun, or to bleach, also to lighten, to flash. Later on, they state, it is remarkable that black, bleak, and bleach are all radically one word. The primary sense seems to be pale, wane, or sallow, from which has proceeded the present variety of significations. Of the color of night, destitute of light, dark. Number 2, darkened by clouds, as the heavens black with clouds. Number 3, sullen, having a cloudy look or countenance. Number 4, atrociously wicked, horrible, as a black deed or crime. Number 5, dismal, mournful, calamitous. Black and blue, the dark color of a bruise in the flesh, which is accompanied with a mixture of blue. Black, that which is destitute of light. Next they have, or whiteness, the darkest color, or rather the destitution of all colors, as a cloth has a good black. Then number 2, after all of those terms, it says a negro, a person whose skin is black. So another key term I did not even think about looking up, but I was just in the neighborhood, is to the right side of the page where it says black more. And it describes it as black and more combination. A negro, a black man. So again, just in case anybody's confused, you know exactly who the Moors are, what they are described as. And last but not least, we have Moor, a native of the northern coast of Africa, called by the Romans from the color of the people of Mauritania, the country of dark-complected people. The same country is now called Morocco, Tunis, Algiers, and etc.
But anyways, I probably went a little bit overboard with the definitions. Again, I have quite a few books here, and sometimes I like to just take my time and read. And if I just so happen to find anything of interest or anything that I think may be interesting to you, I will, add that to a video or make a separate video or add that, directly. And I probably repeated myself twice. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video, and especially if you made it this far through the whole video, let me know. And again, much love, respect, and appreciation to all of you guys out there that have supported the channel, that value the channel, that have also shared the channel over time as well, because I wouldn't be here able to do the things that I do every single day if it were not for people like you. And again, the link to the TikTok post will be provided in the comment description.